Here's how we tabulate the results of our recital participants. Insert pivot table on a new sheet. We'll call this one local pivot table, and we will add the instrument and we will add the level to the rows. No, under the columns. Instrument. No, just kidding. We'll add to the rows. Instrument. Oh, yeah. And then we'll add level. And then we'll also make sure that values are created for the instrument and for the level. Make these all a little bigger so it looks nice, or is a little clearer. Now we're going to get the total of instruments, see how many of each instrument will be permitted into the recital. So we'll do sum of the total instrument count divided by the total number of players. And then we want to have 35 performers. So we'll throw it in like this. And then we'll have it round up. And then we'll also lock this, the C, so that it's always is going from this area. And then we'll drag this down so we can see it for the other totals, and I just delete the areas we don't need because we're going to do something else there. Okay, so now we see there are 2 cellists, 1 drum student, 4 guitar students, 23 piano. We'll round up the zeros to 1. You can also notice there might be a space in one of these, so we would want to go to our source where we can find that. Let's say we didn't know exactly where like that issue might be. We could go into the pivot table editor, add names so we can see who is that lone guy who probably has a space after his instrument, and it is Jasper, so we fixed him. And that fixes our table, but it also makes this go a little whack. That's fine, we just go and redo that sum, take the total number of instruments by the performers, times it by the total number allowed. This would actually be 70 for the local and online. And we lock that in. And the reason it's 70 is because we have 35 in group 1 and 35 in group 2. We'll accept that for now. Delete the in-betweens. And I'll show you what we're going to do with that shortly. Okay. This gives us a good starting point. Some things that are still going to be corrected on this is we don't want any spaces, like empty level notes. So that was something that'll be filled in. All right, so we can see that for our local online, or for our local people, we've got 46 piano players who are eligible, 11 of which are level 1s, and we'll take 9 level 1s therefore. So then you go over here, throw in your filters, and we'll find first our piano voice, and then we'll do a level 1s, And we'll organize the score from Z to A. And we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sorry, 9. So that means these people we would then tag with green. These would be our performers in the recital. And then we'd go back and make sure everything looks right here. And then once you give them those greens, you turn off the filters. You do that for every instrument and level. You can see who the participants are. This is just a tentative because we are still waiting for some levels to be populated here to get the final results, but that's the formula. Okay, now in order to find out how many of the level ones to find out how many of the 47 will be level ones, what we do over here is we do a sum of the total number of level ones divided by all the piano players. And that will create a percentage of, what's the percentage of 14 of 57? And then we times that percentage by 47, which is the allowed number right here, and we get 12. And then we lock this cell so that we can drag it down here. And then we should get, okay, and then we see, all right, we can accept 12 level ones, 22 level 2s, 7 level 3s, and 2 level 4s. So then let's find our 12 level 1 piano players. We come over here, turn on the filter, get our piano voice people, and then we get our level 1s. And then we organize our values from high to low. And some of these people who don't have a score, we need to make sure are removed. So then I would just go check over here on Mr. Mulvihill's local and see what the rundown is. Yeah, it looks like a big glitch here, so it looks like he's not participating. So I'd want to note that. We also have this guy who's not participating either, which might affect our totals. So we'll just turn the filter off for a moment, go back to our pivot table, and do some updating here. Where we can just scan down and find anybody who doesn't have a score. We want to delete their row so that they are not counted. We'll be getting results from Mr. Johnson later, so we'll skip over those for now.